coming through on the unions who are saying the teachers, for example, don't want to go back to work because it's too dangerous. Yet I guarantee you that those very same teachers will get into that bus or that taxi with 7 other people to go to the store or to the bus or onto the train. They will go into the store, they will go into the busy center in town, and they will dangerously go and do their shopping quite with ease and probably with a smile on their face, although you can't see it because they've got their mask on. My name is Dean Haystack, the Dean, and you're listening to The Coffee Conversation. It used to be a case of the blind leading the blind. Now in South Africa, it's more a case of the blind leading the black. I do phrase it like that because until 1994, the government led the people blindly down a path of injustice. And it was only the whites who had any say, and many turned a blind eye. That was rectified. And now we've got a government who are still leading the people of South Africa down a blind path of injustice, certainly, and right now to destruction. And people seem to be blind to it. I don't know if we're turning a blind eye, but we certainly see many seem to be blind to it. And I'm hoping that we can open our eyes. The way the crisis is being handled is very consistent with many other situations in the South Africa that we've got to know over the last 25, 26 years. About a year and a half ago, the story was in the newspapers and on TV about how they were talking about letting teachers carry guns at school to protect themselves from all the attacks that they had suffered by pupils. At the same time, it was being put into law that you're not, or I had just been put into law, that you're not allowed to give a child a hiding. You can't give them a spank on their bottom and impart discipline to them. If they're naughty, get out of hand, and if it warrants giving them a hiding. But you can now, they were saying, possibly carry a gun, and if the child gets out of hand, you can shoot them. That's two very extreme ends of the scale, and a whole gap of thought process in between being ignored. We're seeing the same thing now manifest in the midst of this crisis. I am allowed to get into a taxi with 7 other people who interchange all the time. I can get into a bus, I can get into a train, and I can go into town, I can do some shopping, I can stand in queues, I can go into busy centers, I can go into busy shops, although there is social distancing, and all of that I actually agree with. But on the other hand, I'm not allowed to go for a walk on the beach by myself. I'm not allowed to go for a walk in the mountain. I'm not allowed to go to the hairdresser, not that I need it, or go and maybe have a facial for my beauty care. The kids can go back to school, but people can't go back to work and follow the same measures of caution. It doesn't make sense. It is totally incoherent, and the two extremes of what they're saying leave out a whole section of reason in the middle, and it's leading to absolute destruction. The communist and socialist types, some of which are in charge at the moment, some are hoping to come in charge, seem to claim that they love the poor. All the actions that they are taking, one political party is asking for a complete shutdown to continue, yet they're saying that they care for the poor. With everything that they've demonstrated, I don't believe that they love the poor. I think they like the poor because the poor need them and they can exploit them. But I think that they don't love the poor, they just hate anybody who's got money, and that's mainly because people with money don't need the likes of them. We've gone from the blind leading the blind to the blind leading the black. And I'm hoping that the black people in South Africa can open their eyes, and the white people, to see what's actually happening here. It's interesting to note the different responses of people in different scenarios. So you've got people who can't go to work and they're not getting any support. And they're saying, well, if we can go to the shops and if we can go to the places, if we can travel around and go to busy centers, if we can practice the social distancing, why can't we go back to work? And they're right. You've got other people who are at work, who are working, and they're saying, but this works. We know that more people should go. And then you've got many, many people who don't have to go back to work, yet they're still being paid in not going to work. And those are the ones who are now saying, no, we want a lockdown. And those are the ones who are leaning towards the ilk of the socialist and the communist, and it's coming through on the unions who are saying the teachers, for example, don't want to go back to work because it's too dangerous. Yet I guarantee you that those very same teachers will get into that bus or that taxi with 7 other people to go to the store or to the bus or onto the train. They will go into the store, they will go into the busy center in town, and they will dangerously go and do their shopping quite with ease and probably with a smile on their face, although you can't see it because they've got their mask on. But one of the main reasons they've probably got a smile on their face is while everybody else who's not earning and not working, they are not working and still earning, and yet saying that they don't want to go back to school because it's too dangerous. Surely we can see the distance in reasoning and this gap in between that is taking place. So we used to be a country of the blind leading the blind, with people turning a blind eye. Now we're a country of the blind leading the black. And are people blind to see what's happening, or will you open your eyes? My name is Dean Haystack, and I'm just a guy who gives a damn.